Alright, welcome back to another video. So last night I put a message out to my Instagram followers on my story. I told anyone that wanted to send me a DM on Instagram with a photo of their bike so that I could review their bike setup. Since then I've literally had hundreds and hundreds of people just sending me photos of their bikes. So today we're going to start reviewing some of those bikes. So obviously if I'm going to rank these bikes I had to come up with my own CyclingTom ranking system, so here it is. So the ranking system is going to be 10 points. There's going to be a point for the angle of the seat and the angle of the handlebars. There's going to be 1 point if your stem is cut nicely. There's going to be another point if your seat is higher than your handlebars, and then another point if the picture is actually taken in the big ring, because it would be quite rude if you sent me a photo of your bike without it in the big ring. And then the last 5 points I'm going to rank 1 to 5 on what's aesthetically pleasing. Okay, so the first bike I got sent in was this black and green CERVELO R5 from Elliot Robertson. He's a junior rider from Wellington that I know quite well. So looking at the bike, this is a very aesthetically pleasing bike. So for that, I'm probably going to give it 5 points for that. The seat angle is a little bit off, but not too bad, so you can have another point for that. The handlebar angle, for me, that's too much of a lean down like this, so I'm not going to give him a point for that, because as you can see on my bike, they're actually quite high up. It's just how I like them, and I think that when you got them down like that and you go over a bump, it's a real good way to just break your hands. So no point for handlebar angle. The stem is cut really nicely. There's no spaces on top, maybe one little spacer on the bottom, but it looks clean, so a point for that. The seat is higher than the handlebars. It doesn't look like they're kind of coming together, so that's another point for that. And the last point, the picture has been taken in the big ring, so that is another point for that. So Elliot's bike gets a 9 out of 10 CyclingTom rating from me. So the next bike I got sent is Emily Fowler's Cannondale SUPERSIX Evo. This is like the proper Evo edition with the disc brakes. Emily's a cycling YouTuber from Australia as well, so go check out her channel. So rating her bike, we're going to start with how aesthetically pleasing it is. Obviously it's the exact same frame as what I've got, so it's definitely going to be a 5 out of 5 for me. So 5 points to start with for aesthetically pleasing. The seat angle is perfectly flat, so that's another point. The handlebar angle is perfect, so that's another point for me. The stem is cut and there might be I think there might be one little spacer under there, but other than that it's really clean, so that's another point for having that cut. The seat is only slightly higher than the handlebars. Obviously she's pretty short, so there's not too much you can do about it, but aesthetically pleasing, it is a little bit bad. But obviously aesthetically pleasing, it doesn't look that good because the seat post isn't very high, so I'm not going to give her a point for that one. And this photo is really nice and it's been taken in the big chainring, so that's another point for that. So I'm rating Emily's bike 9 out of 10 CyclingTom rating. So the next bike was sent in by Max Taylor. This is his DUNLOP ARMOUR. So we're going to take it through the ranking system. So if we go for seat angle, that's literally just pointing up into the sky, so that's going to get a 0 from me. A handlebar angle, I guess it's a mountain bike, so there's not much handlebar angle you can do, so you can have 1 point for that. You can't really cut the stem on this, but the stem is pointing horrifically up into the sky, so that's going to be a no point from me. The seat is nowhere near higher than the handlebars. It's literally sitting on the bottom of the top tube, so that's going to get 0 points from me. To give it 1 point though, it has been taken in the big chainring because it only has one chainring, so I guess that's another point. Aesthetically pleasing, it has nice colours, blue and white, so I'm going to give it maybe 1 point for that. So Max, your Dunlop, I'm going to rate that 3 out of 10 CyclingTom rating. Alright, so the next bike that's been sent in is from Ruben Goldingham Newsom, hopefully I pronounced that right. And this is his Trek MADONE. I've never ever seen this colorway before, so I don't know if this is like a custom paint, but the blue and it kind of fades down to black as it gets to the bottom of the bike. It looks absolutely killer. Alright, so we'll give it a little bit of a review. The seat angle, it's pointing a little bit down, but it's not horrific, so I'm going to give him a point for that. The handlebar angle is perfect, so that's going to get another point. The stem is cut a little bit. There's still a spacer on top, but I'm not going to mark him down for that, because it still looks bloody good, so I'm gonna give him another point for that. The seat is higher than the handlebars, so that's gonna get another point. And it's a nice picture of the bike. The bike has been taken in the big ring, so that's 4 points there. And then obviously aesthetically, I don't think you can get a much nicer looking bike than this. I don't know if this is like a custom paint job or whatever, and it's also running DO2, the chain's clean, the cassette's really clean, nice carbon wheels. I don't think you can get a much nicer bike than this, so that's gonna get 5 points from me as well. So Ruben, I'm going to give you a 10 out of 10 for a CyclingTom rating on your bike. That's the first 10 out of 10 we've had. Alright, the next bike was sent in by a user on Instagram called Kiwi Mullet, and this is his Chapter 2 TERE, literally the exact same frame that I had when I was riding on Chapter 2. So unfortunately he sent me a photo and I can't see the seat angle. I can just see the tip of the seat and it looks pretty straight to me, so I'm going to give him a point for that. I can just see the handlebars as well, but the handlebar angle looks pretty good to me, so that's going to get a point. Unfortunately the stem is not cut, and there's also spaces underneath because that's an integrated handlebar. It doesn't really need to be spaces on top, so I'm not going to give him a point for cut stem. As you can see in the photo, the seat is higher than the handlebars, so he's going to get a point for that. Unfortunately, he hasn't sent me the photo with the chain on the big chainring, so he's not going to be getting a point for that. Aesthetics of this bike, in my opinion, it looks pretty good. I feel like the handlebars could have a little bit done to them. Obviously cut that stem, it needs to be put in the big chainring. Bit confused why there's only one bottle cage, but it has got nice carbon wheels on it, so I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. So Kiwi Muller, I'm ranking your bike 6 out of 10 CyclingTom rating. Okay, so the next bike has been sent in by Alec Ursini. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. This is his Scott foil. I think it's running Dura-Ace mechanical, and it looks pretty good to me. Alright, to start with, seat angle. Seat angle looks pretty good. It is on the lower side, but obviously that's just how his bike fit is. That's still going to get a point from me. Handlebar angle looks pretty good. Not too far down, not too far in either, so that's going to get a point from me. Stem, from what I can see, looks like it is completely cut, and on that foil it looks so lush when you cut the stem completely off. So that's going to get another point from me. The seat is also at a nice height to the bars, so it looks like it's dropping down nicely, so that's going to get another point from me. And picture wise, this is a really nice picture of the bike. Obviously with the chain and the big chainring and the crank nice and horizontal as well, so that's going to get another point from me. All in all, this bike looks really good. It's running a quad power meter, obviously on the Dura-Ace chainrings, which look really good, and he's got the tan walls on his carbon wheels, so I'm going to give that 5 out of 5. So Alec, that Scott foil, I'm going to give that a 10 out of 10 CyclingTom rating. Alright, the next bike was sent in by the user on Instagram called Andy Cold, and this is a specialized ALLEZ Sprint, I think they're called. Really cool red and I think it might be red and silver, red, silver and black frame. This bike looks like it's set up to do like some serious crit racing, because obviously that's an alloy frame, the old specialized here. So alright, starting with seat angle. Seat angle's a little bit on the lower side, but it's not too bad, so we'll still give him a point for that. Handlebar angle looks really good, so another point for that. The stem is cut completely off, like completely slammed, and that looks really nice. Also with the negative stem really getting low there, so I'm going to give him another point for that. Seat is way higher than the bars, but it still looks really good. Sometimes when you go real high it can look pretty bad, but this still looks pretty good, so I'm still going to give him a point for that. And the picture is really nice with the background just being white, so you can just look at the bike, and is taken in the big chainring, so that's going to get another point from me. Now aesthetically pleasing, this bike looks really good. I don't know if this is a custom paint job, but it looks really good that there's the red also in the power meter as well, and that massive chainring looks really cool. Not a massive fan of the red handlebar tape. I always run black handlebar tape. I just reckon colored handlebar tape doesn't end up looking good over time. It just gets kind of black and just looks a bit grotty. Nice carbon wheels, so I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10 for that. So Andy, I'm going to give you a 9 out of 10 CyclingTom rating for your bike. Alright, the next bike has been sent in by Keon Watts, one of my mates. This is the New Zealand Conti team black spokes. This is their team race bike. So this is the custom colours for the black spoke with the black and the blue, which looks really good. So for the seat angle with this, Keon's got like a perfectly flat seat, so that's going to get a point from me. The handlebar angle is a little bit more up than lots of the other ones, but I like that. It looks pretty good. It'll be really good for getting down doing tuck positions on the road, so that's going to get another point from me. It looks like he's got a massive like 150mm stem on there, but it is cut and it's completely flush, so that it looks really good. That's going to get a point from me. Obviously Keon's a pretty big deal and he's a professional rider now, so his seat is way higher than his handlebars, so that's looking pretty good. Another point from me. Photo has been taken with the chain on the big chain ring, so that's another point from me. Now aesthetically pleasing, in my opinion, I think these Dogmas look absolutely sick, especially running Dura-Ace wheels, and it's got Dura-Ace group set, Dura-Ace power meters. This is a really nice looking bike, so that's going to get 5 out of 5 from me. So Keon's Dogma is going to get a 10 out of 10 CyclingTom rating from me. Alright, the next bike was sent in from Henry Williams, and he says this is his daily commuter to uni, this Trek Snap-on. Yeah, it's an interesting bike. It's got a gold frame. I'm not entirely sure what he's got on his seat post there, and I don't know how comfortable it would be running no seat, but interesting choice. Alright, first point is seat angle. Yeah, not convinced on that seat angle, so that's going to get 0 points. Handlebar angle, obviously it's just a mountain bike, so I can't do much about the handlebar angle, so he's going to get a point for that. That stem is absolutely horrific and just pointing into the sky, 0 points from that. I can't quite tell if it's got the pro look if the seat is higher than the handlebars, because is the seat higher than the handlebars? Looking closely, I think it's taken in the big chainring, so I guess that's another point from me. Aesthetically pleasing, it is a nice old retro Trek frame being gold, but other than that, there's some interesting choices he's made on this bike, so I'm only going to give that a 1 out of 5 from me. Yeah, so unfortunately, Henry, that is only going to be a 3 out of 10 CyclingTom rating. You should probably look at upgrading your bike. Alright, that was the first episode of Cycling Tom Rates You Guys Bikes. I really hope you enjoyed it. This is like a new idea that I came up with. I'm just having a little bit of a trial with it. If you enjoyed it, please let me know in the comments down below. I literally have enough bikes to do another 4 episodes of this. So if you want to see that, hit that like button and let me know in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button down below. We are on our way to 10,000 subscribers, so do that now.